Allow me to introduce you to my beloved wife, Jane. She's just not talented. She's downright remarkable. She is a multitasking marvel. She tackles nearly every household chore with finesse, from cooking, cleaning, to managing our home and caring for our family, including me, of course. Her work ethic is incredible, and her determination knows no bounds. She truly epitomizes the essence of a perfect wife. Well, almost. As I was saying, Jane's talents are vast, but there's one thing she hasn't mastered: painting. Now, let me ask you, do you think without talent, Jane can't paint, say, a copy of a masterpiece? Oh, no way! I got good news for you. She can totally do it, and I'll show you how in this video. Ready to dive in? Let's roll that intro.
Each kit comes fully equipped with everything you need for painting, including paints, brushes, and a box with instructions inside. Plus, if you don't have an easel like Jane, you can easily fold the box to serve as a small support for your canvas. My kit included a canvas already stretched on a frame. If you prefer to recreate your canvas from scratch, you can find a cheaper option online where you can stretch the canvas yourself. Either way, the canvas is ready for painting straight out of the box. The instructions recommend applying a layer of transparent acrylic gesso to the canvas for better adhesion of acrylic paint. While this step isn't entirely necessary, since I had transparent gesso in my art supply stash, I decided to use it and applied a single layer to the canvas. As you can see, the layer of transparent gesso initially has a white hue, but there's no need to worry. Once it dries, the brush strokes disappear, and the gesso becomes completely transparent, leaving no trace on the canvas at all. Since Jane is an absolute amateur, she pretty much stuck to the instructions like they were her painting lifeline, as I mentioned earlier. For those who crave even more guidance, you can find a more detailed manual with pictures on the manufacturer's website. According to the guide, it's best to kick off with the lightest shades. Wonder why? Well, because if you accidentally go a bit wild, it's way easier to correct the outlines and fix all mistakes with some darker colors. On the other hand, a professional always starts a realistic painting from the darkest areas to better compare contrasts. However, since everything is prepared in this kit and the colors are precisely mixed for each spot, you don't really need to have any knowledge of color theory and can afford to proceed in the opposite manner. This set, along with most others, has about 25 ready-made shades. The guide suggests waiting a bit between applying each shade to avoid mixing colors and keep the lines sharp. Don't fret, you won't be waiting long. Acrylic paints dry super fast, and individual spots are dry within minutes of applying the paint. Now, here's the kicker. When you step back and take in the big picture, it might look a tad like the poster version of the original. Since acrylics don't blend like oils, each patch ends up with its own little fence, separating it from the neighbors. Your masterpiece really comes together when you step back and see it as a whole. Those edges start to cozy up, and suddenly, your final piece looks more put together than a last-minute family dinner. Let's be real though, not everyone has the time or patience of a Vermeer to finesse their painting technique for years. Sometimes, you gotta embrace a bit of simplification and just enjoy the process. Leave the worrying about matching the original to someone else. As you can see in the video, the design is pre-printed on the canvas in color. However, the colors don't exactly match the final version and are somewhat muted. This is of course intentional. Each color on the canvas serves more to delineate individual numbered areas and facilitate navigation on the canvas. The full vibrancy of the colors will only be apparent in the final piece. The real rainbow magic happens later, trust me. The numbered areas vary in size according to the complexity of the design. The girl with a pearl earring motif is a relatively simple painting. However, Jane had an incident where she accidentally painted over the smallest areas, making their numbers invisible, and she didn't know which color to use for that area. So, if you're tackling a Mona Lisa level of complexity, snap a pic before you dive in. And if you end up in Jane's shoes, fear not. Just scroll through your camera roll for a quick refresher on which number goes where. Crisis averted, my friends. Included in the package are also 4 brushes with fine synthetic bristles, 2 round ones for smaller areas and 2 flat brushes for painting larger surfaces. I must admit, I was initially skeptical about the included materials, including the brushes. I myself have brushes from the best manufacturers in my own arsenal, and I had planned to use my own tools for painting. However, I was ultimately surprised. My wife painted an entire picture with the included brushes. Those brushes kept their shape like champs, and they were surprisingly easy to work with. Sure, they've got shorter handles than what I'm used to, but heck, I'm stashing them away for future projects. They'll definitely get some action in my studio. So, hats off to these brushes. I forgot to mention, during painting you'll need a dry cloth and a small container of water, which you'll need to change occasionally for clean water. Since you only need to use 2 or 3 brushes for painting, you'll often be rinsing them in water. But acrylic paint dissolves easily, so it's all good. Now, let me tell you about this masterpiece my better half tackled. It was like a marathon, I tell ya. Initially, she thought she'd breeze through it in one go. But after 2 hours of me playing Spielberg behind the camera and our little munchkin craving attention, it was chow time. So we had to pry her away from the canvas for a dinner break. But fear not, after a well-deserved meal break, Jane went back at it, and voila, painting complete. See, I wasn't just blowing smoke about her skills. Because painting like Vermeer and cooking dinner like Gordon Ramsay, not every woman can handle that so easily.
If you enjoyed the video and want to try something similar yourself, you can find links to available products down below at the description. And hey, if you use the code at the checkout, you'll even get a little discount thrown in, which surely can't hurt, right folks? Well, that's all for today, guys. Thanks for your time, and we'll catch you next time for another video. See ya, bye bye.